In this video, lots and lots of different ways of applying filter effects in different applications. And why? Because sometimes, like me, you've probably got lots of applications, some video editors, as well as Photoshop, Affinity, and others. So, how to apply filters, effects in all of them. And of course, then you can use one and apply this design into another and apply additional filters. Pixelmator Pro. In Pixelmator Pro, to add an effect or filter, just simply go to the Effects tool. With that selected, go to Add Effect, just click that, and you'll get this panel. Then just go to, say, the blur, and then select again the box blur or any of the other filters as well. Select that, and you can then set the radius. Also, if you don't want the effect, you can simply delete it. It's a non-destructive effect on that layer. Or you can just turn it off just by clicking here and then go back again. Also, what you can do, if you want to duplicate the effect, all you need to do is hold down the Alt Option key on the keyboard and drag. And you'll get the effect applied again. And you can repeat that multiple times. Another great option with Pixelmator Pro, there are lots and lots of interactive tools. If you go to Add Effect, click there, and then go down to ones such as Halftone or Generator, you can click, say, Checkerboard, add that, and you'll notice here you've got a lovely interactive tool where you can click and then move the origin point like that. Many effects have this feature. If you want to make the effects a destructive effect, all you need to do is go to the top menu here, click the three dots and go to Flatten Effects, and all the effects will be blended into that image layer. Krita. In Krita, go to the Filter menu and then down to any of the filters you've got, such as Gaussian Blur, and then modify the setting and then click OK. You can also go to Edit and Undo. You can also go to Filter and reapply the filter. So apply the filter again. That applies it without using the dialog. You can also go to Filter, Apply Filter, and you'll get the prompt come up again, and you can modify the setting and then click OK. Now this is a destructive effect. If you don't want the effect to be applied destructive, workaround being just duplicate the layer and apply the effect to the layer, the other layer. And then, of course, you can blend between the two as well as change the opacity. Adobe Photoshop. In Photoshop, how to apply a destructive filter effect. Go up to the Filter menu with a layer selected and then just go down to Blur or any of the other filters. And I'm going to go with Box Blur. Go there and then set the value and then just click OK. And there you have it, a destructive effect. You can, of course, then undo as well, but you can also go to the Filter menu and you can reapply it multiple times with the same setting. Also, what you can also do is go to Edit menu and you can fade the box blur or any of the filter effects. So fade built box blur, and you can change the opacity, and also you can change the mode as well, such as darken or multiply, and then click OK. If you want a non-destructive effect where you can modify the effect at a later point, all you need to do is again select the layer and then go to Filter and Convert for Smart Filters. Once that's converted, you can then go over to Filter and then apply a number, and not all of them, but you can again go for, say, Box Blur, apply the effect, click OK, and then over in the Layers panel, you'll notice you've got this, a Smart Filter and the Box Blur. You could have multiple various smart filters. And if you want to change effect, simply just double click and bring up the box blur again, change the setting and click OK. You can also modify the blending between the effects. Affinity. In Affinity, if you want to apply a destructive effect, select the layer and then go to Pixel and then Filters and then to Blur and Box, or of course any of the other filters as well. Set the radius and then click Apply. If you want to actually fade it, all you need to do is go to Pixel, Filters, and then Fade, Box, Blur, or of course whatever other filter you've used. Set that, and then set the fade as well as the blend mode as well, and click Apply. If you want to repeat the effect, you can always go to Filters in the Pixel menu and apply it over and over again using the Repeat option. If you want to apply a non-destructive effect in Affinity, all you need to do is select the layer, then go to Pixel, and then down to New Live Filter Layer and Blur, or of course any of the other filters as well, and again Box, and then just set the value via the radius as before. You can also then modify the opacity as well as the blend mode for the effect, and also you can preserve the alpha to get rid of the edge, as well as merge, which merges the effect into the layer, as well as delete, which just deletes the effect, as well as resetting the value, and close. You can then of course delete it at any point, simply going to the delete here. Apple Motion. In Motion, you can import media, and once you've done that, you can then go to your library and click there, and you'll notice you've got a section there of filters. You can then go to blur, or of course any of the other categories as well. With that, go down here, and you can see you've got options here for like circle blur. You've of course got many others. You can then simply select that and then drag over, and you can see a little plus appear there, and release. The effect is now applied. What you need to do now is go over to the inspector. So in the inspector, you can see you've got options here in the filter section for the center. So you can modify that. You can also modify the amount, increase that, as well as the radius. And also you can change the mix and many other settings as well. And of course you can apply multiple filter effects to your image as well. Once you've applied your filter effect, of course you want to save it. All you need to do is go to File and then down to Share, and there's a number of options. One of them being Save Current Frame. So select that. With that, you get some options here. You can give a description, tags, etc. And you can save it as a PNG. You've got different settings here, PNG, TIFF, JPEG, etc. And then next, give it a name and location, and you can save it. You can also save it to Pixelmator Pro as well. Apple Photo. In Apple Photo, there's not so many filters, but you can edit the image. Simply just go to the Edit, click there, and it comes in with Adjust, and you've got a number of options to modify, such as Apply Colour, Black and White Effects, and also many others. But you've also got Filters, so you can click there, and there's a selection of Vivid Warm, Vivid Cool, etc. But also, there's an option up here. Just click here, the three dots, click there, and you'll notice you've got a number of other tools, other filters that you can apply, such as Boris Optics. Just click that. This will open up Optics if you've got Optics. And then, of course, you can then apply the effect, such as Emboss Glass. You can then apply the effect and back into Apple Photo. Boris Optics. In Boris Optics, you can apply filters via the Filters palette. Go to that and then select a category, such as Light, and then select one of the filters. There are many to choose from, such as go to Lens Flare. With that, quick lens flare added. Also at the side, you've got all the presets to choose from, so you can select any of those as well. Also, you can go over here and select the parameters and modify the scale, the color, etc. All the filters have many options. Also, this is a non-destructive effect. The original remains. You've got the filter applied, and you can also combine it with the original as well, just by going here to the blending and say set it to multiply, setting the opacity, etc. If you want to apply another filter, all you need to do is go here and click Add Layer. Once you've got that, you can then go and select another filter effect, such as in Lens Distort, and go for something like Warp Puff to get an unusual distortion effect. And again, you can modify all the settings. You can also select from the presets, and also just go over here and you've got blending between the two, such as multiply and lighten and screen, etc. Corel Painter. In Corel Painter, to apply a filter, go to the Effects menu. With Effects, there's a number of options. You can go for Focus and maybe Motion Blur. Set the radius, set the angle and thinness, and then click OK. This is a destructive effect. You can, of course, go up to Effects and reapply it, Motion Blur, and it will be reapplied, but the dialog comes up and you can change the setting and click OK. What you can also do is if you want to fade it, you can go to Edit and Fade and just set the undo amount and then click OK. There's no blending mode option. If you want to apply a non-destructive effect, that facility is not available, but workaround, simply just go to the canvas, right click and duplicate or duplicate the layer. With that, you can then go and apply the effect by going to Effects and again maybe Motion Blur. Takes a few seconds and then click OK. Now you've got the original as well as the image that's been modified. And you can go over to the blend modes in the layers panel and just change it, go to reverse out, multiply, screen, etc. and just tweak it in multiple ways. Davinci Resolve. You can also apply filters in the free version of Davinci Resolve. Now, not all of the filters are available, but most are. All you need to do is go to the Photo tab. Here's the Photo tab. Select that. Then go to any image and just drag it over and add it like that. Once you've got that, go to the Effects and then select any of the effects you've got. There's loads of options. Maybe Box Blur, and then simply just drag it over into the image. And then you can modify the horizontal channel, red channel, etc. Also, the great thing about this, it's a non-destructive effect. You can always go up here and very quickly just turn it off or turn it back on again, or simply delete it if you don't want it. Final Cut Pro. I always forget one. If you've got Final Cut Pro, you can also simply go to File and Import and Media, and then select a file, such as this one, and then Import selected. With this, you can go to the image here and you can select a range. With this, right click and New Project. Click OK, and you will see then you've got your image applied as a project. With that, you can then go over here and Effects. You can simply select Blur, Basic, Color, etc. and go to one of the blurs and simply drag it over there. Then go up here and you've got Effects. And you can see you've got a lot of options here, such as change the amount, horizontal, as well as vertical, and also blending and much, much more. And of course, you can apply any of these other effects as well. Once you've done that, File, and then go to Share, and down here to Send Frame, that's the current frame you're on, to Pixelmator Pro, and that saves it as a PNG file. So select that, and with that, PNG and Next, and you can then use it in Pixelmator Pro, or of course, any other application as well. GIMP. In GIMP, to apply a filter effect, go up to the Filters, and then down to Blur, or any of the other filters of course, and select, say, Gaussian Blur. And then with that, change the setting. And also you've got blending options as well, so you can expand this out. You can see you've got Replace, Behind, Erase, Merge, Split, etc. Lots of different options there. But also what you can do is you can go for this, Merge Filter. That will merge it into the image itself, and therefore it's a destructive effect. If you click OK now, the effect is applied. There's no effect setting here. However, let's just undo, and again go back to Filters, and again Blur and Gaussian Blur. Again, set the value, and what you can do, you can go here, instead of Merge Filter, so turn that off, it becomes a live effect. So click OK, And now you can see you've got effects here. And if you hover over here and click, you've got Gaussian blur. So with that, you can go on here and you can see you've got an option, edit the selected filter. So click there, and again, you can modify the setting so the blur is applied even more, and click OK. What you can also do is you can go to filters, and there's an option here for repeating the Gaussian blur, as well as reshow the Gaussian blur, so that will set this panel up, and you can change the setting. Click cancel. If you want to remove it, simply go to undo edit filter, and then it's removed. Obviously I've applied it before, so edit, undo again, and there it is, it's gone. Hope you found this video of interest. Any thoughts, questions? Also, please let me know about the applications that you use that also include filter effects. It'd be really interesting to know all the different types of apps that are out there, especially of course for Macs. Now, most of these applications are also working on PC as well. Not all, Apple Photo of course not, but some mostly are PC and Mac. So any comments, always great, a like or dislike. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Bye.